Imagine a man who survived more than 60 duels to the death and never lost a single one. Not once.
His name was Miyamoto Musashi,
The greatest samurai in the history of Japan. But here is the interesting part. He did not write his most important principles after his first victory. He wrote them alone in a cave, 2 years before his death. And inside those principles, there is almost nothing about sword fighting. Instead, there is something far more valuable. A precise system for how to become a different person in 90 days. I studied that system in full, and today I want to share it with you. Stay until the end because the 5th principle is the one most people completely overlook, even though it changes everything. Let us be honest. You have already tried to change your life before. Maybe for a week, maybe for a month, maybe even several times in a row. And every single time, it ended almost the same way. The first few days go well, then it becomes harder, then life throws something unexpected at you. And suddenly, you are back to your old habits again. And this is not a problem of willpower. Here is what is actually happening. Your brain is designed to protect you. Everything familiar feels safe to it. Everything new feels like a possible threat. When you try to suddenly change your entire life at once, your brain starts resisting you. That is not a weak personality. That is basic human biology. Musashi understood this without science, through years of experience and observing himself. He did not try to become the best swordsman in 1 week. He gave himself 1,000 days. But he started with one simple action. One strike slightly better than the day before. 90 days is 1/3 of his 1,000. That is how long the brain truly needs to rebuild habits. Not a week, not a month, exactly 90 days. And this path has 5 principles. Principle 1, one real goal. Before every duel, Musashi did one important thing. He removed all unnecessary thoughts. One opponent, one task, one movement. Do you know the most common mistake people make when they want to change? They try to change everything at the same time. Lose weight, learn a language, start a business, quit bad habits, wake up earlier. And that is exactly why, in the end, they do not move forward at all. Here is a simple task. Right now, choose one thing, not 2, not 3, 1, and define it clearly so there is no confusion about whether you did it or not. Not, I will work out more, but every morning at 7 a.m., I train for 20 minutes. Not, I will spend less time on my phone, but after 10 p.m., my phone stays in another room. Specificity removes the space for excuses. And that matters more than you think. Make a commitment to yourself for 90 days. No, I will start on Monday. No, today does not count. Just 90 days. One action every single day.
Principle 2. Clear the space. Before his most famous duel, Musashi intentionally arrived late. His opponent, Sasaki Kojiro, waited for hours under the hot sun and lost his calm. Musashi ended the duel in only a few seconds. The meaning is very simple. He prepared the conditions before the fight even began. Now look at your own environment. How many apps on your phone steal your time every single day?
Open your screen time statistics. You will probably see something both interesting and uncomfortable.
Are there habits in your life that ruin your mornings the night before? Watching shows until late at night, scrolling endlessly before sleep. All of this directly affects what your next day becomes. Musashi only carried what he truly needed, nothing extra. Here is your simple rule for the next 30 days. Look at your habits and honestly ask yourself, does this help me move forward, or does it simply drain my energy? Delete 1 or 2 apps that consume the most time, especially the ones you feel slightly afraid to remove. Those are usually the ones holding you back the most. Principle 3. The morning belongs to you. Musashi woke up while the entire city was still asleep, not because it was trendy or popular, but because he understood that the first hour of the day sets the tone for everything that follows. Here is what most people's mornings usually look like. Alarm clock. Hand reaches for the phone automatically. News, messages, other people's stories. And within 10 minutes, your mind is already filled with someone else's life instead of your own. Try one simple change. Set your alarm 30 or 40 minutes earlier than usual, and dedicate the first half hour after waking up to your main goal. No phone, no news, only what matters personally to you. The first few days will feel difficult. That is normal. By the end of the second week, it becomes noticeably easier. Principle 4. Boredom is part of the path. This is where most people stop. The first 2 weeks feel new and exciting. The brain enjoys every small step. Everything seems to be going perfectly. But around day 35, something changes. The novelty disappears. Only routine remains. And inside your head, a quiet voice appears. Is there even any progress? Maybe I should try something else? This is the exact moment when most people quit or completely change direction. Musashi trained for thousands of hours without inspiration, without quick results, simply because he understood that real transformation happens during these ordinary gray days. Final principle. Work in silence. Near the end of his life, Musashi went alone into a cave, without students, without an audience. And there he wrote one of the deepest books ever created about life and strategy. The final principle looks simple, but in reality, it is the hardest one to follow. Stop telling everyone what you are doing. Not because you should hide good things, but because the brain has an interesting mechanism. When you talk about your goals, the brain treats it almost as if the task has already been completed. It receives a small reward, the tension decreases, and the energy that could have gone into action disappears into words. This is not just theory. Research has confirmed it. For the next 90 days, try working quietly. No posts about your progress, no searching for approval. Just do the work and watch the results. Now it is your turn. Not tomorrow, not on Monday. Right now, choose your one goal. Write it down, set the date, and begin quietly. If this video was helpful for you, leave a like. It helps other people discover this video too. And make sure to subscribe. This channel is about understanding yourself without all the unnecessary noise. See you in the next video.